Hey guys, what is going on? It is Ando. Thanks for coming out to this series that we've been doing, taking over for Dialar, kind of adding my own little twist to it, but it's basically the state of our account plus some news. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. We'll kind of peruse through some of the stuff that we always talk about. We'll talk about some news, some things that I think are going to happen this week, plus what we did last week. It was pretty quiet for us, but yeah, we'll just kind of go through all the stuff. Just want to say thank you guys for all your support that you guys have given me thus far. If you guys have not subbed to the channel, I'd greatly appreciate it as we're pushing towards 1,000 subscribers. It's just a cool little goal for me, and I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you guys do like these videos, make sure you guys hit the thumbs up, as it makes me know that you guys do like them. And then comment on anything, if you have any questions or if you want to see certain things. A lot of the things that I'm incorporating this time were some requests via Discord or comment section. So yeah, just so you guys know. Okay, so Squad Arena, guys. I'm using this Vader team. I told you guys last time. I showed the mods last time. If you guys are interested in that, I'm not saying that it's the best in the game or anything like that. It's just it works for me. I climbed to first. You can't really see because my silly little face, but I'm number one right now. And it's actually like 2 hours that passed my payout. I don't know if someone quit after my payout, but I usually get hit back to mid 20s, sometimes less, like sometimes like mid teens, sometimes like mid 40s. So just depends, I think, on who's there, how active the people are that day. Yeah, and I think really, again, it's not that JMK Cat can't beat this, it's not that Vader can't beat this, Vader mirror at least. It's just more the fact that like the JMK Cat mirror is so easy, that you can do it in like 90 seconds, and yeah, like the Lord Vader mirror is it's a pretty long battle. So I just like using it. It's fun, and again, just I learn a new thing every day that I use it, basically. So just that's how I learn kits and stuff like that, just playing through it and playing with it and stuff. So yeah, I like it. It's a lot of fun. Executor, no surprise here. I think I dropped to like 5 every day. I do like one battle basically. And I try to change out capital ships because my ship shard is very inactive. I try to do whatever I can, but there are now more 7 stars in my ship shard. So yeah, that's still just holding as is. I don't think that's going to change for a really long time. Like the Executor ship seems to be one of those areas that they don't seem to update as often. Still no Grand Arena Championships. We know that the next one is going to be the 13th of December, so looking forward to that. So this is my old rank, but yeah, definitely looking forward to that. Definitely looking forward to the changes that they're going to put in here. They haven't officially announced that the changes are coming, but for lack of better, for lack of better intelligence, I guess they have basically said that something's coming. I'm still in Alpha Squad. We just finished up TB. 33 stars there, which was an awesome 900 crystals. Always love doing that. Getting the free gear and the free crystals. It's great. All right, so that kind of covers the big things there. Let's go ahead and look into kind of what we did last week, and it wasn't much, honestly. We had the Kyle Katarn marquee. It was Thanksgiving, so we didn't do much. And I don't like, it was a weird week, right? Like it felt like the weekend for at least for the US guys, I'm sure. But he looks really good. I'll say this: I think your ideal team for him is going to be Mon Mothma Rebel Fighters. I know he's got some TB stuff in him as well with Jedi. I think he has some interesting things in there. I think he might fit really well with Jedi Knight Luke, to try to basically help get your Jedi Knight or Heroes Arise kind of off quick, because he gets, he'll gain 40% turn meter on TB as long as you have the Omicron. So he looks really cool. But he has made me think that, I have the JML Mon Mothma, and people always rip on me for it, like especially on stream. But I will tell you right now, as long as I meet the right matchup and the right criteria, it is a 59 like most times. Now, obviously, they're not taking out anything crazy, and I know that there's some stuff showing with Kyle Katarn. He's taking out some Galactic Legends and stuff like that. You know, obviously my Mon Mothma isn't doing that, but that being said, like I think that's my next team that I really want to develop. Right now, at least, I'm way more closer to that than I am the prepared squad of Dash Rendar. So that's why I have him favorited. That's why I have Hoth Rebel Scout favored. That's why I have Pow favored. I've never had Zeta Pow, so that's gonna be something you guys probably see me gearing up over the next few weeks. I'm holding off for right now, and I'll kind of explain a little bit a little bit later, kind of when we talk about some news and stuff, or kind of like some predictions. But I'm holding off right now. So those three right there kind of explain my favorites. I got Dash Rendar in here as well too, because you know, I always feel like I want a 7-star someone as soon as possible without obviously spending, you know, a ton of money. And so yeah, that pretty much covers that. Still continuing my Omega Shard farm, which is 65 out of 100. I've only done the 25 crystal refresh on her shard or on her node, and then I put Sith Assassin in here, mostly because she is, I mean, like, I don't know, she's just really interesting to me, and I really kind of want to gear her, especially depending on what Sid's Omicron is, and kind of, you know, what kind of like she's like one of my last Sith that I have to work on. Not that I'm a huge Sith fanatic, but she's very useful. I just have never been able to gear her, and now that like a lot of this stuff, right, that like look at what is holding me back before. It's the stuff that now I have, you know, close to, you know, I don't know, maybe not close to 1,000 of, but you know, we got a lot of it now. So I'm definitely looking forward to potentially gearing her up. But the real big reason why I'm just not, there's a few reasons, but I guess we'll talk about some of them right now. Why I'm not gearing anyone right this second. One, we've already know that GAC lock is going to start December 13th. By that time, we should have at least 3 of the 4, if not 4 of the 4 characters that are needed, the marquees that are needed for the Star Killer event. I think with just waiting this out and trying to figure out, hey, what Omicron is worth it, you know, because we're going to get at least 2 more iterations of the Omicrons, you know, this week and then potentially next week. Again, you know, maybe even a 3rd week on top of that. So that could be 6 Omicrons that kind of reveal themselves. But yeah, you know, I just want to make the best decision possible. So that's why I've just basically held off on this. And the other thing that I'm really actually, why I'm kind of holding off on this is right now, there's like this like internal divide in myself. And I'm sure it's probably happening to you guys as well. I want to, you know, develop squads and I want to do things for GAC. But right now, we have to be honest with ourselves. It's not the game mode that is the most rewarding as far as actual rewards. Conquest and TW and even TB are probably like the best kind of bang for your buck, you know, rewards that you can get in the game right now. So why I'm saying that is we know that GAC is paused. We know that they haven't, although they haven't confirmed it, we know that something is changing, whether that's matchmaking, whether that's rewards, whether that's the auto deploy, like how it does it, you know, maybe making full squads instead of just random high GP characters. We know that that's happening, or we know something is happening. We just don't know what it is. And if GAC can get a revamp in rewards, right, it would be kind of foolish for us to ignore that game mode because of our current thing, which is, I think, or at least what I think is the community's current kind of attitude towards it, which is, hey, it doesn't reward me for the time spent in it, which they absolutely have a realistic assessment on that. But if they upgrade the rewards in it, all of a sudden we might be in a situation where GAC is really, 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 really important. And so the Dash Rendar Omicron, and I'm trying to remember something, the Rose Tico one, right? Like some of those ones that kind of further that depth in your roster might start to become really, really, really important. So I'm just saying that, I guess, kind of as why I'm holding out right now. Again, we know that we're not going to get GAC for a while. It's not like I'm kind of rushing into anything right now. I'm just kind of holding my cards as it be, and we'll see what happens. If there's no reward changes or there's no anything, and we just find out that, like, hey, it was just because we just didn't want to start one, which I highly doubt, then it's going to be really, really hard for me to start applying a guy like Dash Rendar's Omicron. I'm just being honest. Like, I'm in a TW guild. And as much as I love GAC and it's my favorite game mode, I also have to know that, like, hey, getting rewarded helps my GAC performance as well too, you know. So that's just kind of my thing. I also have Boba Fett, Scion of Django here. We should be getting Conquest this week. At least that's kind of what was said, so be on the lookout for that. They basically said like December 1st should be when it starts or something like that. I will be purchasing the $9.99 battle pass, what I did last time. And I'm probably going to go for max crit again if it's easy enough for me to do, which it was last time, so I don't anticipate it being any more difficult this time. So that kind of speaks to, you know, hey, what's my real life money spending kind of in this. I did buy the crystal packs for discount. I think that was this week. And again, it's kind of hard to tell because this week felt like it was disjointed. I basically take, you know, some of my Twitch earnings and I just kind of siphon it into some in-game stuff. But other than that, I don't. Oh, and I also bought Katarn's marquee pack. Other than that, though, nothing really spent, you know, in game. I make 900 crystals or 850 as long as I remember to hit my arenas, which I normally do. GAC stream days are usually my only days that I'm not. And so I make, you know, 700 to 900 crystals a day, again, depending on if I remember to climb. So I always purchase all these three. This is kind of going into the economy of what I'm doing. I am using all my shard shop currency into Omicrons, obviously. And then I always use my cantina to buy shipbuilding materials. If I'm running low on shards, though, I have 90k. Yeah, you can see I have 90k here. I will absolutely buy these just for shard shop currency, especially now that it can buy such an exclusive piece. This stuff I will randomly buy some gears here, like you can see, stuff that's salvageable or stuff that, like, you know, a lot of characters will use 200 of or whatever. And then obviously buying the 6E mod, you know, material. For this, I usually buy prestige to 2,000. Right now I have 2,100. I'll probably stop. I don't know. And then usually I'll buy some credits every once in a while just to help with mod farming. And then, like I said, if I'm really like running low on stuff, I will buy some shards from here as well. Every day, no matter what, I will purchase these 3 ships. You actually get more shard shop currency from ships. So I just purchased these 3. Again, though, if I'm running low, I'll have no problem hitting the rest of these up with 30,000, you know, credits to my name. Always buy mods here. This is me personally. I always buy mods here. I never refresh. I know some people refresh. I never refresh it personally. But just looking out for, you know, purples or golds that have, or just really any mod that has 5 speed in the secondary, or 4 speed sometimes too. Really shying away from the 3 speeds. And always come in here and I just buy a Zeta, just because I max everything else. So yeah, that is what it is. Now here's where we're starting to get like to what we need more, right? Basically all this always goes into Kairos. Every once in a while I'll buy something, like if I'm running short, these things are always bought, so you know, I'll buy some of these. And then once it gets down to the get one, I'm having to be a little bit more choosy now because I am running lower on currency. Not really so much that I'm hoarding it. It's just more or less like, hey, I'd rather make sure that I have enough to finish off a relic, or, you know, a gear piece or even a relic piece, than be like, oh man, if only you just had 400 more or something like that. So yeah, that's just my take on it. Again, my GAC currency, it's starting to dwindle down a lot because of no GAC for a month. But absolutely buying these shock prods. I'm actually good on all gear except for these shock prods. Like, this is the one thing that, like, I can roll through all of my gear stuff, and I just have, like, you know, right now 85 of it. So but yeah, and then this shard shop currency, I used to use it all the time. I have stopped using it. I'm currently at like 6,700, and again, that's because every Friday I am purchasing those Omicrons, because again, they're exclusive, and if something's exclusive, I always feel like it's best served that you try to get it when it's possible. So and I don't spend anything in here. I always spend it, you know, I have 2,000 of that conquest currency. So that kind of covers it, guys, as far as like, hey, what we did last week and kind of what we, you know, kind of looking out for. Again, you know, I kind of talked about, you know, what I spent. That was another thing that was requested in the comment section. So Waddles, I hope you're happy. So I think now we'll look on to next week. So this week, I'm definitely expecting some more news on the next character. So we know that we're getting Mara Jade. We don't know who the last one is, or if that's going to be the next one. The other thing that's going to come out with the next marquee character for Starkiller is we'll be getting another 2 Omicron ability, you know, reveals or whatever you want to call them. And so I guess I could talk about the last 2. So it was Rolo, and she seemed pretty good, actually. It's just not gonna be something for me. And then Chief Nebbit. So it kind of went against what I said a couple videos ago, where I was like, hey, it looks like they're just gonna go in order because they started the top 2. Rolo was the next one, but it should have been Sidious after that. So that order doesn't seem to be, you know, actually the way that they're going to roll them out. So, you know, the ones that I'm really interested in is Qui-Gon Jinn, Zam, and Sidious, because those factions, I really have a ton of gear characters and a lot of usually like some, how do you say, some floating pieces that it could potentially create a secondary team. So those are some of the Omicrons that I'm really looking forward to. And so we'll just see, I guess, whenever they come out. I'm hoping that, you know, again, that my ideal thing would be like, hey, an Omicron comes out, I've got like the perfect team, or maybe, you know, a guy that just needs to get, you know, geared up just a little bit, like a, you know, Sith assassin. And then all of a sudden now I've just got a amazing, you know, secondary team. So I do expect, you know, 2 more Omicron abilities to drop. I also wouldn't be surprised, and I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but I would not be surprised to see Dash Rendar enter into the shipments. They said that there was going to be a mixed cadence as far as, you know, releases and farmable stuff. It just seems to me that, hey, at some point, right, and maybe Dash Rendar is closer to our normal cadence of, you know, releases and how it goes farmable and stuff like that. And maybe, you know, whoever the last one is, if it's Mara Jade or whatever, maybe that one's the really truncated one where it's like, hey, you know, it releases and then a week after that it's put into crystal shipments, and then like a week after that it's farmable. Just because, you know, the thing in this game that like really produces revenue for them is the sense of, hey, it's achievable now as long as I can just rush it a little bit, right? Like, and that rushing it a little bit is a lot of times through monetary means. So I wouldn't be surprised if these characters have like a 2-week kind of shelf life before they hit crystal shipments, and then like a 2-week shelf life before they hit farmable mode. Again, because I think they're going to want to try to really kind of ramp up, like, hey, you're going to want these guys, and if you want these guys, you got to kind of, you know, throw some crystals at this and try for it. So I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying that it's going to happen. You know, I have no insider thing that says that it's going to happen. But you know, like that's just kind of my and you know, my thought on this. I don't remember when Fennec Sean should be going farmable, but I would like to have Omega done just so that way I'm not you know, the more that I can not spend crystals on two different shards or node farms, the better for me. So yeah, I mean, we're getting closer. Um, it has been a lot slower just because I think I did take that little break, you know, for vacation. But yeah, I know a lot of people are starting to 7-star her. And so yeah, we'll look at that whenever we get done. Last thing that I'll talk about was there was a screenshot that was released like on Thanksgiving or something like that, and people were like tagging me and asking me like, "Hey, is this real? Like, what do you think?" I will say this much: I don't think that it's real. I'm pretty sure the guys that have like made it have said that they were just joking. But what I will say is that certain aspects of it I could see being 100% plausible. There was a lot of things that were said in there that like CG has come out before and said that they were going to do, right? Like everyone was freaking out about the arena thing. They have actually full on said that like, you know, a couple years ago in a Q&A session that they were trying to get rid of arenas and potentially spread out crystals in a different manner. Just didn't work out, and it didn't seem like there was going to be anything that could fit. And so I'm not saying that arena is going away anytime, but like, you know, an Omicron like Qui-Gon Jinn's, I don't think is a you know, where he's transformed into being something a lot bigger. And I think they like made a comparison to gas. I'm not saying that like that's happening. I'm just saying that that to me is not that weird. Right now at least. And we might see his Omicron come out and it just absolutely sucks. But yeah, that's just something to think about. Like, you know, we always just joke around about stuff. And yeah, you know, you never know when there's some truth to something, but I don't think any of that stuff's gonna necessarily happen. And I don't think the like insider information that they had was actually an insider information. I think it was just kind of a joke, and people take screenshots and start sending it to Discords, and then things go crazy. Anyways, guys, I think that covers everything. If you guys want to hear something else, or if you guys want to talk about other things, let me know what you guys want to hear. I'm always open to feedback, as always. And hopefully you guys enjoy your guys' day. Remember to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. And we'll see you guys in the next one.